G'day mate. Look, I don't even know if this is Loike or Ozzie not. It's gotta be because she's a beauty. Or she's a beaut. Or this slim beauty, what a ripper. Anyway, back to the how-to. G'day, this is Warren here from Toit Fishing. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at how to tie the Slim Beauty fishing knot. It's a fairly natural progression from the uni to uni knot. Knot descriptions are in the comments below, so check those out if you're unsure of any of this Aussie lingo or any of the descriptions or terms we use as we're going through the video. Right, tips and tricks at the end of this video. These are really significant today. This knot fails very easily, so make sure you take a look at those later. Right, let's crack on and get tying this Slim Beauty fishing knot. I'm going to tie this knot in 2 different ways for the front section, and would you believe it, 3 different ways for the rear section. I'll discuss which is my preferred option at the end. For a seemingly easy knot, there seems to be such a massive variation of methods and design. Right, take the leader line and tie a double overhand knot, or simply tie a double granny knot. Pull this knot down loosely and allow the lines to cross over on cinching. As soon as this happens, pause and grab the braid line. It'll form a detail that resembles a number 8. Okay, so now in the same exit and entrance holes of the leader line, pass the braid line through each end, pull through about 10 inches of braid through the double overhand knot. Then tighten the leader line material until it's snug around the braid. Don't cinch this up hard at this point. Right, in all honesty, that is really painful, especially if there's a much easier way. Fair dinkum. Let's rewind and start again. Right, tie a double overhand knot or a 2-wrapped uni knot with the leader line around the braid line. Pull down till it's snug, but not cinched. Bam, that's it. This is option 1, the really long-winded version. And this is a 2-wrapped uni knot. You see, exactly the same knot. Lines exit out the same ends for both the braid and the mono. This was also discussed briefly in our uni to uni knot testing video. Click right here if you've not seen that. Right, let's carry on, moving on to the braid line. Just remember, this is now going to be split into 3 variations, so just bear with me on this. I'll go over that in a bit. Right, version 1. Pinch the 2 lines slightly apart like this and then start wrapping the braid line over the leader material. Do 8 wraps for now, then pinch this detail and begin to overwrap, taking the braid back over itself. Continuing with the same direction, do 8 wraps back down, then tuck through the loop near the leader knot at the start point. Then tighten down using the standing end on both sides. Once this is hand tight, I'd grab a set of bars and tighten this down hard. You can then take a pliers and tighten both the tag ends, alternately pulling against the opposite standing end. Basically, it's an overwrapped clinch knot. Right, version 2. Pinch the 2 lines slightly apart like this and then start wrapping the braid line over the leader material. Do 16 wraps for now. Then tuck through the loops at the start near the leader knot. Then cinch this up exactly as version 1. Standing ends by hand, then bar tag ends with opposing standing ends. You'll notice the clinch knot unwrap at the back end and overwrap itself near the leader knot. Right, version 3, bear with me, is exactly the same as version 1 except you use a doubled up piece of braid line. Now, this is where I need to stop with this how-to bit and start looking at this knot's functionality and wrap counts and variants. Okay, look, I'm going to be honest here. I've used this knot in the past with moderate success. Bit hesitant as it's based the back end of the knot on the clinch knot. And we all know how the clinch knot slips with braid. Research, well, I looked at almost all the Slim Beauty videos on YouTube. Let's just say I walked away very, very confused. Apart from it being a popular Ozzie knot, there were so many inconsistencies in wraps and amount of wraps. I even saw a few, including some websites using 4 wraps up and 3 back over. That's 7 wraps on braid. Right, on the clinch knot, let's just say I smiled. A lot of 5 wraps up, 4 wraps over, double the braid line with 4 wraps up, 4 counter wraps, so on and so forth. Confusion was stepping in, no clarity, no consensus, just so many different ideas. Right, let's just take a break from that saga and look at some tips and tricks. Number 1, know the difference between a figure of 8 knot and a double overhand knot. These are completely different, and this knot uses a double overhand knot, which in fact is a 2-wrapped uni knot. A lot of YouTube videos and websites refer to tie a figure of 8. This is confusing, especially for newcomers to the sport. Might be better to refer to it as resembling a number 8. The overhand knot is a slimmer profile, hence it's referred to as the slim BLT. The figure of 8 knot is typically used in the GT knot and has a slightly larger profile. We've reviewed and tested these knots in our World's Strongest Fishing Knot episode on stopper knots. Click right up here if you've not seen that. Right, number 2, imagine you're on a windy beach fishing on a big groundswell on a boat, or you're over the age of 45 like me, I think I'm 45, and need to wear reading glasses to tie knots. Right, the first method on leader line was dreadful. Routing line in and out of holes. I mean, the first 15 videos I saw on YouTube showed this exact method. It's just not going to cut the mustard, especially if the second method is that much easier. Tie a double uni knot. Look, there's a reason why people tie the uni to uni knot. It's really simple. Just tie a double uni knot and boom. First bit's done. I'm only gutted there's hundreds of thousands of views on these videos with so many people unsure of the shortcut. Number 3, overact clinch knot versus the clinch knot. So, is overacting necessary? You can argue that a clinch knot in fact is designed to overwrap itself by the very nature of it unwinding at the top and overwrapping itself. This is what makes it so good. However, that's fine if you've anything less than 10 wraps. If you add more wraps, the knot actually struggles to unwind more than half its wraps, and you're left with the knot appearance that's, well, it's not very uniform. So now we have a catch-22. Thanks to Joseph Heller for that book, by the way. On one hand, we need a lot of wraps to stop the clinch knot from slipping, and on the other hand, too many wraps makes it slightly difficult for the knot to actually overwrap itself. Hence, overwrapping is very useful here. Right, number 4, wraps and wrap counts. We're going to have to wait for the testing on this one. That's a dead cert. My best guess would be to do what we did with the clinch knot. 8 wraps up and 8 wraps back down. Number 5, tension of the initial double overhand leader knot. This needs to be snug around the braid. If it's left loose, the knot will end up drawing the braid clinch knot into the leader knot when you tighten the knot up using the 2 standing ends. This is, well, look, it's not ideal. I'd be very concerned. Number 6, okay, does doubling up the braid line in fact work? If you're using the bimini twist into the Slim Beauty, I can see how 2 lines with tension through the entire knot is advantageous. However, will the double line trick on this knot without the bimini cause issues? In fact, this is one of those questions that really needs to be answered at some point in depth. Does doubling the braid line act as a cushion for the line under tension, or does it add additional twists and kinks in the knot, giving the braid line more opportunity to do what it's best at, cut itself up? You now also have this additional piece of line that could potentially allow slack into the knot and giving the other piece of line opportunity to slip through. Wow, this is really a big topic, possibly one of the biggest topics we need to cover in the future. Not today, but we'll stick it on a hanger for now. Number 7, of the 3 braid options to this knot, the only real way to settle the debate is to get on and test this knot. Well, that's my work cut out right there. Number 8, double line has possibly one advantage for lure fishermen. It makes a slightly better lip for the fluoro or the mono leader knots, as there's literally 4 lines crossing over, creating a nicer profile to cast the knot through the rod eyes. And number 9, I've done some unofficial testing on this knot, not a great deal, but that thing really likes to slip. Even 12 reps or 6 up and 6 down slipped. So I'd recommend 8 up and 8 down. Right, let's sum this up. The Slim Beauty is in fact a uni knot to a clinch knot, or you could argue it's a uni knot to a half a blood knot. My preferred method would be to tie the uni knot, then tie the clinch knot with 8 reps up and 8 down. Always check for slipping. Clinch knots are renowned for slipping when tied with braided lines. It's a nice profile for a knot. It's slim and certainly smaller than a correctly tied figure of 8 knot. In all honesty, you don't really see this knot on a mono to mono configuration, but I'm certain it'll prove to give some competitive results. Really interested to see how it turns out. So look, I'm sure we'll find out if the Slim Beauty is in fact Loike Ripper in our next episode of the World's Strongest Fishing Knot. If you have any spare time, please like, please subscribe and check out our website. Tight lines, and thanks for watching this episode of the Slim Beauty. And if you're Aussie, I love you guys, 2 bits. Thanks for your support. Apologies if I got the accents way wrong, but I had fun. It was kind of cool listening to a couple of YouTube videos on your slang and whatever. And I've got a few friends who are Aussie and that, and although their lingo kind of disappears when they lived in the UK for a while. But anyway, loving it. Take care, and see you guys and girls next time. Cheers, man. G'day, mate. I don't even know if this is like Ozzie or not. It's gotta be because she's a beauty. Well, what a beauty. Oh, this Slim Beauty, she's a ripper. Anyway, back to the how-to. G'day, this is Warren here from Toit Fishing. In today's video, we'll be looking at how to tie the Slim Beauty fishing knot. It's a fairly natural progression from the uni to uni knot descriptions. From the uni knot descriptions. Okay, enough of that. G'day, Warren here from Toit Fishing. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at how to tie the Slim Beauty fishing knot. It's a fairly natural progression from... Okay, let's take a crack on and get tying with a Slim Beauty knot. Let's take a crack on. Let's take a crack on. Let's crack on. More like it. Alright, let's start that again. Oh my gosh, this is going south really quickly today. What? Come on. Research. Oh my goodness gracious me. Research. I wonder if that's an Aussie slang word. Let's go down this Arvo and get some research done. Who knows? Right, number 5. Tension of the initial double overhand knot. Oh my goodness gracious, double overhand. Come over. There's a lot of Aussie lingo, a lot of Aussie. Sound like an Ozzie tonight.